A word on the last show we did, Events That Changed the World, Part 2, and it sure did. And it seems many of you got so much out of it, and also Part 1. And it was a very impactful series to do, and it clarified and confirmed much of our show, and also its narratives, which is even better. And it was great to deliver that particular show finally to the members. I've sat on it a while, and it was the right time to do it. But it triggered some things in a number of members. And it brought up past lives, certain dream time remembrances, and also some traumas. Some to do with babies, etc. And our show does that a lot. And I will not apologise for it. We have to have at least one show that's keeping it real. Can't all carry on with BS and illusion and finger pointing elsewhere. That's not solving anything. And some will see those triggers as a negative, but is it really? Some say our show is fairly negative, and it drags up certain emotions. Now, the former is a matter of perspective, but the latter is I stand guilty as charged. Yes, this show brings up certain emotions. All our shows are packed with triggers. It's designed that way. And some may argue, well, why would you do that? Because we all have to start remembering who and what we are is why. And you cannot do that without unearthing the hidden trauma layers that we all have, including me. You cannot develop on a soul level running on the City of Light pill. And let's not remember traumas, and let's all think life is also great and positive, when clearly it's not on an individual level, a family level, a group level, a state level, a country level, or planetary level. For everyone to develop, we all have to go through several stages of what is known as the dark night of the soul. And you have to push through them as each one of them comes up, to then attain the real benefits of life and the almost immediate effect, certainly within 24 hours, of each person who does that feels so much lighter. And I can hear everyone going, yeah, that's correct. Why wouldn't everyone want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to feel lighter? And it's kudos for all of you who have done that. And I'm glad in some way that our show has played a small part in that. You know, what is better, the lighter feeling or the heavy burdens you carry around like a 50-pound bag of concrete? You know, I've had some of my own dark night of the souls recently, and I'm lighter than I have been for some time. So what took place was actually beneficial to me, and I feel and felt the heavy release that was and had weighed on me for some time. And it's invigorating. You know, going la 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 or singing Kumbaya will not make your ills go away. Never mind anyone or anything else's. As the EBE said, we all fell for the illusion. No one stayed in reality. And that's why Holly picked that meme, keeping it real. And the question for all is, do you wish to carry on in the illusion world or get into the reality world and actually fix it? And our show is not for all people, because most people do not wish to hear the truth. Most don't wish to fix themselves, never mind others. But there are many other shows in the alt media to keep you trapped in the illusion, and people can be my guest and go and join them. We need people within this group who are going to push forward for the betterment for the whole of humanity in the future. But there are many in our group, I've spoken to many of you, who have gained massive benefits going through each show and each trigger that has changed their lives to varying degrees. And you have no idea of how much joy and great pride that brings to me, seeing people improve themselves. And my message to you is, keep it rolling. But what those two shows did is show what we, the people, are up against. The levels of secrecy, corruption, and in part pure evil of the lengths these type of people will go to have the illusion of control and keep it. And this is what we've been fighting in what is known as the hidden or the behind the scenes war, and has been won heavily. Make no mistake, the behind the scenes war and the top order we've won heavily. So not all we're all going to die and die as people would have you believe. We've decimated the top order, most of this planet didn't even know existed. Now, some people at times were critical of me mentioning that term so often, hidden or the behind the scenes war, and complained about when it's going to go public. And I did warn people, did I not? You wouldn't like the public version. Well, here we are. And I warned in a show last September, the fight is on and the war will be played out in the public arena here on in. And it will get ugly. It did, and it has. And so that warning, it's a bit like the warning of that Apiject, that injection system from the DoD before. That's an opportunity for you to prepare. It's not put out to put you in fear. It's an opportunity for you to prepare. And that's why I gave out that warning in December, that it was going to go into the public arena for you all to prepare yourselves and be ready for all potentials they could throw at us. And many did, and some didn't. And the ones that didn't, are largely the people who point fingers everywhere else except themselves. But suddenly, the messenger becomes the one to blame. No, you were told. And so the hidden elements in our society, who remained in the shadows for so long, thousands and thousands of years, and was revealed heavily in our shows, and yet rarely spoken about in other shows or in whisper, were finally pushed out into the light for all to have an opportunity to see. And I did say 2020 would be the year we see. But not all people will. And that's sad, really, because too many people are possessed, or they're stuck in the City of Light world. The illusion. And so what we are seeing in the public globally now is their fight back in the public war. And it is very ugly, and will likely get much more ugly and painful in the coming weeks, months, and potentially years. But we cannot just sit back and wait for them to carry on their failed program, because it has failed. And the reason I say years is because without radical solutions, which the team have worked on in the past 3 to 4 years, and which has been sitting on the government's desk now for the same 4 years, this and many other countries will not survive. And many will take years to recover from this fake lockdown. But the solutions are already there. It can be fixed very, very quickly with the will of the many. But the bonus of that is everyone gets to see now who and what we've been fighting, particularly since 2013 onwards, but some way before that also, to prevent the 2012 planetary extinction event. And everyone gets to see the levels of control that are against us, who was and is involved in it. So I hope you really enjoyed parts 1 and parts 2 of the events. And since writing this piece, I unearthed another document that covers that story, parts 1 and 2, and more. And I will edit it and add my input into it, and a part 3 will be available fairly soon, or imminent, or tomorrow, or 2 weeks. Ain't that right, Dave? 2 weeks, Dave.